Good day, everyone. This is Junaid Khan. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. In my previous videos, I have mentioned what are the changes IRCC made in regards to the occupation in demand. The one thing I have been following and getting a lot of calls when IRCC initiated the educators into the occupation in demand code. So educators means mentioned in a couple of videos, there are elementary school teachers, teacher assistants, early childhood educators, and the people who are actually working in disability schools, the people with the disabilities. But there is one interesting knock which has been added at the same time, and people are a bit confused about it. So the knock we are talking about is going to be on your screen. Is actually under the trade sector, and the knock is 63200 cooks. Now, there are so many people working within Canada, and they're very excited and happy about it that their knock code is actually in demand right now, in demand category. But there are few things which are very much confusing about this knock, and there are many people who have been texting me and trying to get in touch regarding the clarity about this. So I feel like it's better to make a video and then forward that to those people, better than taking a lot of calls and discussing about it. So there are two kind of people working in this industry, in the restaurant industry. There are people who are actually working in the already prepared food industry. For an example, let's say if somebody is working in McDonald's, or somebody is working in Tim Hortons, or somebody working in a restaurant which basically does not prepare food from the scratch, and they just literally have to fry them and give it away to the customers. And there are within the same industry, there are restaurants which basically prepare food from the scratch. That means they have to cut the vegetables, they have to prepare the recipe, they have to completely start from the scratch and convert it into the prepared meal, the actual meal. So that is the two different categories within this one trade in cooks. So unfortunately, people who are working in a fast food restaurant might not qualify for this cook knock. And at the end of the video, I am going to explain how you can find out which is the best knock code for you. And for the people, the good news for those who are actually working in a restaurant which basically prepare meal from the scratch. And that could be like all fast food restaurants are not going to be in the list of not basically having this cook knock. But let's say if somebody's working in a pizza store, so even in the pizza store, they have to do things from the scratch. I mean, they have to make the dough, they have to put the vegetables on, the sauces on, prepare it, and then cook it and deliver it to the customers. People who are working in the restaurants which are, let's say, Indian and Pakistani restaurant, where they have to prepare the whole meal from the scratch and then give it and serve it to the people. So these kind of people are actually considered as a cook who basically prepare the meal from the scratch and then serve it to the customers. Now, it is always very good and it is always very important to check what is actually the knock code says. So the knock code cook 63200, I'm going to explain it a little bit and I'm going to show you on the screen as well. So if you see the examples, it's basically cook, dietary cook, first cook, grill cook, hospital cook. There are multiple other line cook, second cook, and all that stuff. These are the categories. If you called one of them, that means you are actually involved. You are actually considered as a cook occupation. The exclusion is chef. Now the chef is not included now because cook and chef have two different knock codes. So like I said, the cook one is 63200. The chef is basically 62200. So they both have different main duties. But we're talking about cook right now, because that is the one which is in demand right now. So if we look at the cook, you always have to go to the Google, check this knock code on the official website, and you have to check the main duties. If you are performing those main duties, that means you are actually considered to be in this knock code. So some of the main duties, I'm gonna read it out from the website, and then the rest you can go and check the knock code yourself. So some of the main duties are here: prepared and cook complete meals. which I explained earlier, that you prepare and cook the complete meal. You start from the scratch, prepare it. Prepare and cook special meals for the patients and dietitians. That if you're working for some of the organizations, where you have to prepare the meals for the patients, which is basically some sort of dietary which is not normal. Then there are oversee kitchen operations. These are the duties. So you must do most of them. If not all of them, you must do most of them. So you prepare and cook the meal. You schedule and supervise kitchen helpers. You oversee kitchen operations, may set up or oversee buffet, may clean the kitchen or working area. So you being in this NOC means you have to do most of these duties. And if you look at your job, what you're doing right now at the restaurant, and if you are doing most of these duties, then you can consider yourself to be in this specific NOC, which is in demand right now under the trade occupations. There are some additional information I'm showing you guys on the screen, but you have to be careful while picking up any NOC, because let's say if you pick a NOC in your profile, you put your application to the IRCC, but later on your job letter does not describe these duties, or you found out to be not doing these works at your job, there are high chances that your application might get refused based on picking up a wrong no code. So you have to be very careful, and you have to be true with your application. If you're working, let's say, Tim Hortons or any fast food restaurant where you just have to deep fry the chicken or making burgers and then delivering it to the customer, that is different. You have to be in performing a duty where you are cooking or preparing the meal from the scratch. So be honest with yourself while picking up the NOC, and you always have to go to the website where you can actually see all the main duties. What are the other occupations, what are other NOCs which are very similar but different. So you have to pick your NOC very, very, very carefully. Thank you very much.